off. In fact, there was an article that I don't know if you remember. You might not have seen it. It was big in the U.S. for a while. There was talk about. I kept seeing what they can say what they want, but this is what happened. They're about a year into it after the first year. There was all this like stuff, like there was articles being written, and you can probably still look them up, about how he's toxic on the set, and he treats people badly. And what ended up happening was it was actually industry people that were making up these weird false claims about him. And then what happened was it came out that he was not happy with them changing the script to be not The Witcher. So then it all made sense. It's like, okay, that's why these people are saying this about him. That he's like hard to work with, and all this kind of like just really weird stuff. Um, so yeah, no, he was run off. I mean, ultimately, I think it was his choice to leave. But when you're having lies being said about you, especially with your future work prospects being diminished because of, especially in Hollywood, your demeanor and how you act and all that kind of stuff is your, if someone wants to work with you. So yeah, no, he was ran off, no matter what anyone says. That's not hard to work with. That's trying to protect something he cares about. Right. He was passionate about it. As with, I think, most people that have watched The Witcher. Because I think it's different with some stuff, right? Like The Last of Us. There are changes. I shouldn't say changes. There are stories that are being expanded upon in The Last of Us. The story itself hasn't really changed with The Witcher, and like The Last of Us has brought a broader audience. I think with The Witcher, in all seriousness, I don't see The Witcher having brought. I think the vast majority of people that watch The Witcher are the gamers that know the story or people that have read the books. I don't feel that it's super super mainstream Netflix, right? Does that kind of make sense? Um, so I think a lot of the fans that want The Witcher to keep going, um, because a lot of the changes that are talking about is just like, what what are you doing? And I think, like, especially now with The Last of Us being so popular and being so true to what it is, I think it does show that Hollywood writers don't necessarily know what's best when it comes to writing and changing and adapting things. Oh, that was two. Probably what you like that. See, and I did not. I was like, what is this? And I'm not even like a massive like Witcher what do you call it? I played 3. I haven't played any of the other ones. I was a big fan of 3, but like that was one of the games like Fallout. I really like the story in Fallout. I really like the story in The Witcher. Most games I just don't care about the story. Except for The Quarry. Oh my god. Like that game. I love that game. It's one of my favorite games, I think, of all time actually. I like the way that it goes. Um you know what it was about I don't so about the prologue. It wasn't necessarily that I didn't like the story of the prologue. It was that and it wasn't necessarily the acting either. It was very the special effects utilized. It was definitely they were on a budget. Let's put it that way. You could tell that this was like, you know what, it felt like a sci-fi movie. Not that there's anything wrong with sci-fi movies because I love Warehouse. Was it 14? Warehouse 14. I love like a lot of that stuff, like Resident Alien. But there is definitely that kind of they feel like it's sci-fi. That felt like it was like a small budget sci-fi. Yes, thank you, LHW. That's it. So yeah, it wasn't that I didn't like the story of the prologue thing. It just felt rushed and like they didn't have money for it. And from my understanding, it was kind of rushed because they didn't really have a season of The Witcher to fill the gap.